Hello, Ronald. What do you expect from newcomer to learning and development industry or professional area?
I think from an expectation of new folks coming in, certainly curiosity, huge. Not feeling overly compelled to have the answers, but to have great questions. I also think one of the things that we're going to be looking for, we've taken a fairly intellectual approach to leadership. And we do need that balance of both the head and the heart.
Right.
And we're only starting to look at that now on it. So a genuine curiosity for that, an ability to make people feel safe disclosing information, that those are going to be imperative for the training future.
How to ask great questions?
That is an art form. It's not just a science. But I do think, for many people, great questions come from a genuine interest with what the person is saying or doing. That questions are a great way for you to become part of that conversation. Meaning, if I'm asking you a great question, it certainly shapes the kind of response that you're going to be giving me. And I listen more intently when someone is answering my question.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why that's going to be even more and more powerful as we go on. Think about it with clients.
Right. I think you mentioned about bad habits for leaders.
Yeah.
And what is your bad habits?
-1 is one of my bad habits. It happened on the way here. I'm looking at some paper people had done some work on, and the very first thing I saw, and I don't know how, was like 3/4 of the way down the page, there was a misspelling. And out of everything on that page, the misspelling jumped up and got my attention. So I'm well trained to find the thing that's wrong. And that, I think bad habits sometimes are an example of if you have a strength that you overplay, it becomes a weakness. So when I'm looking for misspellings on purpose, proofreading something, that's a great skill to have. But if I'm looking at an email from you and I miss the whole message behind your email because of a misspelling, then it's a weakness. It's not a strength anymore.
By the way, mine is too much adding value. Adding too much value, sorry. What is your suggestions for me?
Your suggestions for adding too much value?
Right.
Celebrate other people's value. Right. Seriously. If you do a good job of celebrating other people's values, for some reason that fills the cup. And then you don't need to be in the limelight for it. I think celebrating other people's successes and instead of kind of pushing around, that's just part of maturity. That's just part of getting older and wiser.
Okay.
And let me acknowledge this. You seeing that in yourself is a gigantic first step.
Right.
You're going to watch yourself for the next couple of days, and you'll fall into your bad habit. But when you do, you're going to be thinking, why did I do that? And that's the start for stopping. That's the beginning of being able to stop it.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
See you again.
I hope so.